Good evening, everyone, and welcome inside Titan Fieldhouse here on Florida's Space Coast, right here in Melbourne, Florida. Now it's time for the men to take the floor as Eastern Florida State College Titans go head-to-head with the Miami Dade College Sharks. I'm June Yoon, and alongside me is Ty Heckathorn. Happy to have you spend your evening with us tonight.
Yes, it is the second half of what we hope to be a very exciting basketball evening here in Titan Fieldhouse. We have two 20-minute halves of action between two teams that have been very strong this season. Miami Dade at 10-5 coming into this one. Eastern Florida at 11-4. It is starting lineup time. I'm going to turn it back over to my partner, June, to introduce the starting lineups for both teams going into tonight's matchup.
Yeah, we'll start with the away side, the Miami Dade Sharks. Starting number 0, Randy Smith. Number 10, Anthony Gilks. Number 12, Leroy Najan. Number 22, Anthony Breland. And number 30, David Verstraeten. And then for your home side, the Eastern Florida Titans is number 0, Tyson Wilson. Number 2, Jimmy Lee. Number 3, Joviel Acevedo Arroyo. Number 11, Sean Register Jr. And number 22, Lana Agbalis. Now, Ty, what is something that we should really be looking forward to between these two sides?
Well, from either side, you can't start any conversation about these two teams without focusing on the Titans' Sean Register. This guy has been on a tear all season, June, averaging 24 points a game. He's leading the state. He's 4th in the entire nation. And speaking of the nation, he was just named earlier today the National Player of the Week.
Yeah, you said it yourself, Ty. We had a National Player of the Week in the women's matchup, and we got one in this one as well. As we're getting ready for the tip-off here, Sean Register Jr. surely to create a huge impact for the Titans. Like you said, their leading scorer by far. He's been phenomenal all season long.
He has, and it's already time for tip-off. Things coming up quick. Can't wait to get into this one and see this super high-scoring affair that we could have on our hands. A Titan squad averaging 95 points a game, leading the state.
There's Verstraeten and Agbalis for the opening tip. And it'll go to the Sharks' advantage. They'll start the ball with the possession. There's number 22, Anthony Breland. Get off to Randy Smith, back to Breland. Anthony Breland, one of the star players for the Sharks. So quickly move it inside the paint. And that is a nice finish there by Anthony Gilks.
Yes, nice finish inside. Good dump off from Breland, who is the leading scorer, but still racking up over 3.5 assists a game to lead the starting 5 for the Sharks.
Tyson Wilson at guard for the Titans, trying to orchestrate that offense, moving it around the perimeter, and there's Agbalis from deep. That won't go, but Sean Register Jr. with the mask on there, right there, finishes it off for the Titans.
Mask on, mask off, as we were listening to Future. It doesn't matter. The man gets buckets, June.
Yeah, again, we talk about his impact for the Titans all season long, but the Sharks will quickly try to go here. There was Anthony Breland again, but that shot won't go. Register trying to move it quickly for the Titans. Able to get the rebound, hits the floor hard, but the Sharks will get the ball in transition. There's a 3, and that's going to go down good for Randy Smith for the Miami-Dade Sharks.
Excellent step back there for the sophomore guard.
And Lana Agbalis is getting up and gets fouled on that shot. He'll go to the line.
Agbalis, a 70% foul shooter, freshman forward for the Titans.
We talk about size here for the Titans. They've been pretty dominant, too, against the board. We talked about it in the previous game for the women's, but here the Titans have been pretty good with the size, and they've got guys like Lana Agbalis and Ebi Ogo standing at 6'8" and 6'9", respectively.
So it'll be interesting to see because early, active hands crashing the boards, creating tips and second chance opportunities, at least, for the Titans. Down by 2.
Bring it up as Anthony Breland. Again, it's trying to get real aggressive play here between both of these sides. Now that shot there by Breland is going to go down.
Excellent job to elevate there by Breland. Go back up and tip that in himself.
All right, good play there. Jimmy Lee able to get into the paint, gets it off to Sean Register, their star player, and he's able to finish that off beautifully.
Nice reverse finish. June, the thing that impresses me most about Register is his efficiency as a scorer. Almost 66% from the field at 24 a game is almost unheard of.
There, Randy Smith for a three. It's not going to go. Titans will take over the ball on their side of the court.
Well, June, you were mentioning the strength and rebounding for the Titans, averaging over 43 per game this season. Sharks not bad themselves, over 39. We'll be keeping a close eye on that, or see what other factors emerge as the key difference makers. Foul trouble, potentially. That could be one.
Yeah, we saw it in the women's game, too. Yeah, foul trouble is always something you got to look at when it comes to these two schools and just overall in college hoops. The Sharks will try to bring it up the court with Anthony Breland.
That foul trouble. I'm sorry, June, go ahead.
Oh, you can continue your thought, Todd. Oh, right there, quick by Tyson Wilson. Not able to finish it, but Joviel Acevedo Arroyo able to get his first points of the night.
Excellent follow in transition. The help and on the offensive side, but not defensively after a good contest forced the missed layup.
Randy Smith kick it out to David Veer-Stratton. That's not going to go for the Sharks. Tyson Wilson will bring it up the court for the Titans. That's an open look for Jimmy Lee. Won't go. And the Sharks will get the ball back quickly. Down the court they go. Trying to finish that one off, but Anthony Gilks will go to the line off that shooting foul.
June, just a minute ago, you mentioned the physicality that we're seeing early. I think Agbelis did a great job crashing the offensive glass there. But then you're going to have to really protect the basketball tonight, because the active hands from everybody out on the court, defensively just getting in there and creating the turnover like we saw, and now resulting in free throw opportunities for the Sharks.
Yeah, again, I 100% agree with you right there, Ty. And again, when you send guys to the line, it's turning into points. So it's something that both the Sharks and the Titans really have to look after tonight.
It is.
That first one will go down. It's good.
Free throw shooting from these two sides, June. Just a quick point. That favors the Titans at nearly 78% this year. The Sharks just 70%, and a miss right there.
Yep. Anthony Gilks gets just one of his two as Joviel Acevedo Arroyo comes up with the rebound. They'll bring it up with Tyson Wilson, who orchestrates this Titans offense. There's Sean Register. Back to Wilson. Moving it around the perimeter. The Titans being patient, trying to find a look. And they do right there for Sean Register, who's not able to finish it off.
Surprising miss from Register.
Yeah, something that we don't see very often from him all season. But the Sharks able to move quickly, and that's laid in. That's David Veer-Stratton.
The 6'7" Belgian. Nice move.
Sharks with an early 10-7 lead over the Titans.
Getting hooked up there, foul. Might see another change from the Titans. Already subbed into the game is Misa Cruz Rodriguez.
Here it's Sharks 10, Titans 7, as we'll step aside for a media timeout.
Hello, friends. You know that you can count on WEFS-TV to provide programs that inform, inspire, and connect you with your community. But we can't do this alone. If you value independent, local, public television, please consider making a donation to WEFS-TV today. Every donation makes a difference, regardless of the size. Visit WEFSTV.org and click on the Donate button to make your donation. Thank you for supporting WEFS-TV, your community public television station.
Once again, we're back. It is Sharks 10, Titans 7 early on in this first half. Ty, what have you seen so far in the open goings of this first half?
Well, so far I'd agree with you on the point of physicality. And then what we expected is frenetic pace. These two offenses each averaging about 85 or even into the mid-90s. So a lot of scoring expected. High efficiency scores on either end. Breland's the leading scorer. I'm looking for him to try and kind of cue a run for the Sharks, already up 3.
And that inbound there by Tyson Wilson is going to be taken away by the Sharks. They're going to reset and have their offense going already with a 3-point lead. And going in there was Anthony Breland. You just mentioned him earlier, but he's not able to finish that one off. Tyson Wilson going the other way. Able to finish it nicely for the Titans.
Nice touch right there with the right hand, floating it up softly and in. Those nice, colorful shoes don't help with your defensive abilities, I heard, June, but nonetheless, a shout-out shoe game for Jacopo Vandernap.
That's going to go down and good. Anthony Gilks been very active already in this first half. He's able to knock it down for the Sharks.
3-ball from a guy that shoots under 20% from out there. Great start for him.
The Titans, just trying to get aggressive going into the paint. And there's Cruz Rodriguez from deep, and he gets that one down. What a response from the Eastern Florida Titans.
Each of these teams like to shoot a respectable volume of threes and about 25 a game each, but only shooting at about 30 to 32%. Hot starts for either team tonight.
Again, we're looking at, like what you mentioned before, both of these offenses are very high scoring. Should be seeing a lot of that continuing tonight. As it looks, we have a whistle on the floor. Remain with the Sharks.
In a substitution, June, Javon Yappy just checked in for Joviel Acevedo Arroyo for the Titans.
And the Titans have a deep squad. A lot of guys come off the bench. They get pretty good bench points throughout this season.
They do.
Right there comes off of Vandernap. And the Titans will take over.
A good close contest early. You mentioned earlier, June, that we had a great, exciting game in the first half of the doubleheader with the women's teams. Off to a promising start for some more close, competitive basketball here.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you, Ty. I mean, we saw how close that first game was between the women's sides as Giovanni Yappy off the bench makes a 3. And the Titans will go in front 15-13. And a quick response by Anthony Breland for the Sharks. A lot of quick basketball, a lot of high scoring going on early in this first half.
And right there, June, that was a smart play in the corner. Javon Yappy probably miscalculated shot attempt as he left his feet, went in the upward shooting motion, but was able to throw it off the defender to send it out of bounds and keep possession for the Titans. That's a heady play.
Yeah, and it's clever play like that, which has kept the Titans very competitive all season long and why they possess the record that they have. And Javon Yappy turns the ball over, but it's going to go back the other way, back to the Titans.
Just bounce pass a little too strong from Randy Smith, I think. Breland had that come all the way up to his face.
And a lot of back and forth basketball, something that we expected coming into this matchup. There's David Endino. He's looking for his man Sean Register, but couldn't find him. The Sharks quickly going nice little behind the back pass there. But it's going to go the other way. It's going to be an offensive foul on Randy Smith.
A beautiful pass, but unfortunately a bit bullish on the charge there as he drove down the lane a little out of control.
And the results in Titans ball, we've seen a lot of, again, just back and forth, whether it's a turnover or going down and scoring on one end, and the other team does the same thing with a quick response. But the Titans will move here. That was a three from Javon Yappy. He's not going to go down. Whistle on the court. But it'll go Sharks ball. It's an offensive foul. That's called on number 5, Cruz Rodriguez.
Yeah, the 6'6" sophomore from Puerto Rico picks up the loose ball foul. I like the intensity and the effort regardless, though, fighting for every rebound underneath.
There's Anthony Breland. He's been working this Sharks offense as he gets into the paint. Had about 2 Titans players on him, and he'll pick it up again. Yeah, just real quick scrum and aggressive basketball between these two teams. That three by Vandernap's no good, and it'll go Titans ball.
Man, loose balls and active hands, June, early on. Saw Leroy Najeen knock that one away. Sticks with the Titans.
And loose balls, aggressive play. Kind of some sloppiness too, but I think they're really getting hard trying to get into the paint, the Sharks. But the Titans will bring it up the court. David Andino. He's going around the perimeter himself. Try to get it off to Yappy. Don't think Yappy was expecting that pass to be going towards him.
No, he didn't. And with that turnover, we're going to get another short break. So we'll be right back after this.
We're all tied up. Just 11:47 left in this first half. Been real aggressive play from both of these sides. And Ty, we've seen the Titans and Zach Farrell use quite a bit of their subs already. A lot of bench players coming off, getting some points there for the Titans as well.
Yes, June. Already 9 guys seeing action for Farrell's side. You mentioned earlier the size. He wants to make sure that they're not going to be out-muscled on the boards, and they sure have it. The Titans controlling the glass, 11-4 advantage already.
Yeah, it seems like it's always Agbalis or Ogo. One of them are always on the court for the Titans.
Well, they want to maintain that advantage. They just want to have it translate to the scoreboard, too.
Yeah, again, it's 15-15, all tied up, as the Sharks will try to operate their offense right here at the top of the key. Here's Anthony Gilks, and he just knocks that ball away again. It's a nice bit of defensive work from number 21, David Andino, for the Titans.
Incredible work because, man, he was dancing, had the nice behind-the-back crossover, and Andino stood strong, swatting that thing away, getting it to go off the...
And we're seeing a bit of a... starting off with a bit of a high press, and then they back off. Kind of very similar to what we saw in the women's game as well.
It is. Miami-Dade and Eastern Florida putting pressure, whether it's in half court or full court.
And that three is good there. Nick Oliver for the Titans. They'll go in front.
The 6'5" freshman from Atlanta getting on the board early after checking in.
That's a quick response by the Sharks. That was Randy Smith. Yeah, a lot of quick and transition play from both of these sides, as Nick Oliver hits the floor hard.
Nice show of sportsmanship there from Gilks, giving him a hand up.
Yeah, and it'll be Javon Yappy to inbound the ball.
Foul was picked up by Vandernap. redshirt freshman from Italy for the Sharks.
Yappy is able to find the corner for Nick Oliver, who already has a 3 in this game, but that one's not going to be able to go down. And again, the Sharks quick in transition, trying to get it with Randy Smith again. That's going to go Titans ball.
Great hustle there running over for that one. Unable to keep it in, but both teams flat out. You're seeing the energy, of course, you know, a bevy of substitutions, but whether it's strategy of the guys keeping them, everybody's amped up and leaving nothing to be desired in the effort department so far, June. You got to be pleased to see that if you're either coach.
Yeah, and again, extremely fast-paced game between both of these sides so far. Really quick in transition, especially for the Sharks. Every time the Titans go down and score, they're quickly going down the court themselves. And that deep 3 from Javon Yappy won't go.
Can't say I'm crazy about that one, June. That feels like kind of a settle 3 from out there.
That shot from Verstappen is going to go down and good.
Beautiful stroke from the corner.
Sharks back in front. Tyson Wilson trying to get something going. We'll go back to the top of the key. What a pass that was. And Ogo just could not handle the ball. And down quickly are the Sharks again. And that's a clean look. That was Anthony Gilks. Won't get it down. Titans take over. Quick back, there's Cruz Rodriguez. That 3 won't go.
Each team falling in love with the shot behind the arc early, June.
Yeah, I mean, some of these shots have been a bit forced. Haven't had the best looks at all times, but and just trying to get a lot of points going on the board for both of them. And speaking of points, the Sharks will pick up 2 there, right there from Leroy Najan.
And a nice drive and find down low. If you want easy buckets, that's where to find them, even though, you know, some of the 3s have been falling early for both teams.
And we have our first dunk in the match, 2-handed down by Cruz Rodriguez. Good response by the Titans.
Speaking of easy buckets, no easier one than that. Having a little fun with the 2-hand slam.
Again, the Sharks will quickly go. There's Vandernap. And there's the size that we were talking about. Ebi Ogo gets his hands in front, forces a turnover. And speaking of turnovers, the Titans give the ball right back to the Sharks. And quickly goes Leroy Najan.
And a nice job because Tyson Wilson was wanting to size him up and draw a charge, but evading him with the sidestep and a nice little nifty right-hand finish on the left side.
It's a good look from the corner. That was Nick Oliver. It's not going to go. And the Sharks, again, quickly down the court in transition. That shot from Breland. It's off the rim, picked up by Ebi Ogo, one of the big men on this Titan squad.
June, it's been a fun battle back and forth the last few minutes with the lack of whistles. Getting to see these teams run up and down the court. Get some good looks at it.
A little fadeaway jumper there by Tyson Wilson won't go down, and the rebound's picked up again by the Sharks. They're slowing a bit of the offense down. Trying to be more patient with the ball, it seems.
They're patient, but the fans not. Cheering on with a lot of excitement. Just pride for their schools, their family. It is Fans and Friends Night, EFSC, here at Titan Fieldhouse.
It's going to be a shooting foul. Got a timeout on the floor. Again, the Sharks up 24-20 over the Titans. We'll go into a quick media timeout.
There's a lot of things you're good at. So what do you like to do that you want to do for the rest of your life?
And get paid.
At Eastern Florida State College, there's so many choices. With more than 100 career and technical programs to choose from, like aerospace and engineering technologies, aviation, welding, public safety, and more. There's definitely one you'll be good at. Learn at your own pace, in person, online, day or night.
What are you good at?
So come on, let's get started.
We're back here at Titan Fieldhouse from the media timeout. It's been a lot of back and forth action, very quick in transition for both of these teams.
It has. And with all the fast-paced action, there's a lot of opportunity for a lot of fouls to be called, but we haven't seen too many, relative at least to the physicality and the active hands that have been jumping the passing lanes, causing some chaos for guys on rebound opportunities. Ebi Ogo just picked up his first foul, a shooting foul, so we're going to have 2 free throws for the Sharks as we come back out. Miami-Dade with the 4-point lead, just over 7 minutes to go in this first half. It has been a lot of fun between 2 good teams in just their second Citrus Conference game of the season.
Well, we David Verstraeten to go to the line for the Sharks. First time at the line for him tonight.
Just a 47% free throw shooter on the year. He hits the first.
David Verstraeten, second free throw. Knocks down both. Didn't seem like a 47% free throw shooter there, Ty.
Well, I don't want to diminish it, but, you know, anybody can knock down a string of a few there. That's, you know, perhaps he's just been in a lull in the first little over half of the season. Just working on picking it up.
Tyson Wilson, and again, quickly working the perimeter. There's Joviel Acevedo Arroyo from 3. Won't be able to get it down. And again, the Sharks quickly winning the battle against the glass over the past couple of minutes. But they'll turn the ball right back over to the Titans.
Breland just losing that one on the crossover. Nice job by the defense pressing up on him. Be interesting to see how quickly the Titans look to find Register with the ball.
And Tyson Wilson, more of a field runner hero general for the Titans, and finds Jimmy Lee, who gets into the paint with a beautiful finish.
Nice drive from Jimmy Lee, the 6'3" freshman guard from Senegal.
Yeah, that was a quick drive in, but the Titans able to shut it down. Joviel Acevedo Arroyo finds Sean Register.
Beautiful spin move by Acevedo Arroyo.
And now the Titans having a bit of the momentum swing their way. Anthony Breland patiently waiting for an open look. Here go the Sharks. That shot's not going to go down. Tyson Wilson with the rebound. Lana Agbalis was getting up, but it's going to go Sharks ball. Sharks ball. Agbalis didn't seem to agree with that call.
Nor does the majority of this home crowd at Titan Fieldhouse, June. They're clamoring for a foul call. There was a lot of contact underneath, and instead it's Miami-Dade ball after the no call.
The Titans will back off the press a bit. Again, Anthony Breland, man to bring it up the court all night for the Sharks. Okay. Quickly goes Breland. And he's able to finish it off for himself.
And that's smart, modern offensive basketball there, June. Putting the defender on his hip and just riding that all the way down inside with the defender stuck behind him. Good body positioning and good shot inside.
That was Tyson Wilson driving in, gets fouled on the attempt, and he'll go to the line for the first time tonight.
Tyson Wilson to the line. Port St. Lucie here nearby down the coast in Florida. About 67% from the foul line so far this year.
And Wilson knocks down his first.
Titans looking to bounce back after dropping their last one to Daytona State, just as the women's side did. Miami-Dade comes into this one having won 4 in a row.
Tyson Wilson knocks down both of his free throws. Titans down by 2. Looks like the Sharks lost the ball.
Be a foul call on number 2, Jimmy Lee, I believe.
Seems to be, yes. Possession arrow remains with the Sharks. As grounds crew will quickly clean up the court.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Way too many injuries happen from guys slipping and just kind of bending up awkwardly on spots like that. So nice job getting this taken care of. Let us resume action.
And Anthony Breland tried to orchestrate something by passing off to Najan, but Register quickly down the other side. He's going to get fouled.
Wow, June, there was contact down low, I guess, because up top, that was a clean rejection.
His third, team 6.
6-team foul on the Sharks in this first half.
And that means with the next one, that put them at 7, and that will give the Titans in the 1-1. So in the bonus the rest of the way with still almost 5 minutes to go in the first half.
Rare miss by Sean Register from the line.
Register shooting over 79% from the charity stripe this season.
Register will be able to knock down his second attempt. Cuts it to just a 1-point lead for the Sharks. Vandernap with, wow, it's a high press really quickly by the Titans. Almost stole the ball away. But the Sharks will try to get something going. And again, the Titans just come away with the ball very quickly. There goes Tyson Wilson. No look past the Sean Register, who's able to finish it and give the Titans the lead.
That was pretty, partner. Tyson Wilson doing it on both ends, forcing the pressure, and then the beautiful setup for his teammate.
Whistle on the floor. Be a foul on the Titans. Cruz Rodriguez getting ready to check in. Cruz Rodriguez is a player that the Titans have really liked since he's been deemed eligible to come and play for them this season.
A difference maker indeed. They're happy to have him. Be interesting to see how much of an impact and like that momentum can be carried for the rest of the way.
Here's Anthony Breland working on Jibby Lee. Finds the corner. Three won't go. Sean Register picks it up. And try to get Tyson Wilson in a trap. And Joviel Acevedo Arroyo turns the ball over. Sharks quickly down themselves. And a lot of quick basketball going on in transition.
A nice job from either team trying to get in front of ball handlers and stop that flow towards the basket.
Quickly is Vandernap. And that's finished by Anthony Gilks.
Excellent little drop off right there for the easy deuce.
Several lead changes already in this first half. There's Jibby Lee, the nice pass for Cruz Rodriguez. He's at the baseline, but got himself in a bit of a trap.
Swatted away and out of bounds. Titans will retain possession on the other side of the break. Down a point.
Build a successful career with a bachelor's degree from Eastern Florida State College. You can choose from nearly 25 tracks in today's top job fields of business, healthcare, and computer technologies, with classes tailored to meet your needs on campus and online. A bright future awaits you with a bachelor's degree from Eastern Florida State College. To learn more, visit easternflorida.edu/go/bachelors.
Back here, Titan Fieldhouse. Several lead changes between Miami-Dade and Eastern Florida State, but the Sharks have the 1-point advantage with just a little over 3 minutes left to go in the first half.
Yeah, and a few things that we had been taking note of was pace, turnovers, rebounds. Already, Titans have committed 10 turnovers, not helping their case in a close game. But the rebound advantage is still firmly in their control, out-rebounding the Sharks 20-12.
And again, that's something that we always talk about is winning the battle on the glass, and the Titans have been doing a great job of that, as you mentioned, so far in this first half. Be Javon Yappy to inbound the ball, put it back into play. Tyson Wilson almost lost the ball there, but throws it over back to Javon Yappy from 3. Won't go. Again, Sharks quickly going in transition. Anthony Breland, couple of quick moves and finishes it off.
Nice take and finish with the left hand there for the leading scorer for Miami-Dade.
Now Tyson Wilson, Acevedo Arroyo seemed to be asking for the ball. Tyson Wilson's 3 not going to go down. The Sharks will quickly take over yet again. Again, the Sharks quickly working, but being patient at the same time. They found the corner look. That 3, Vandernap tried to get the ball. Bit of a scramble for it, but Acevedo Arroyo will come up with it for the Titans.
Kind of emerging from the pile of bodies underneath.
A nice move by Acevedo Arroyo, but just wasn't able to finish off the bucket.
Off the mark. He made sure he got a shot after last time. You mentioned it. They wanted to get it to him in the corner. The Miami-Dade bench even was calling out that he was wide open, but they didn't see him. Tyson Wilson saw that.
Yes, he did, and he goes right there quick off transition. The Titans, couple attempts that took him, but Acevedo Arroyo finishes it off.
Excellent job by him and Sean Register crashing there.
It's going to be a timeout on the floor. Okay, the Sharks are up by 1 point after several lead changes. We'll be right back. We are back here, Titan Fieldhouse. Just a little over a minute 30 left in this first half. Again, we talk about lead changes. There's been several of them in this match, but the Sharks hold a 1 point advantage over the Titans.
Well, everything that we could have asked for coming into this, June. It's been fun. Last couple of possessions, most likely for either team. Be interesting to see if either team can go on a mini run to close out this first half.
If it's going to go for the Sharks, it's going to come from Anthony Breland.
Or the turnover.
A turnover. And quickly, and that shot's going to be denied. The Titans able to maintain possession as Sean Register responds well and finishes it off. And the Titans jump back in front.
My goodness, did Anthony Breland take it out on the ball because he was mad about that turnover and swatted it. Massive rejection off glass, but the Titans still scored.
Randy Smith not able to finish it off for the Sharks as the Titans will quickly go back down the court. That shot, Jibby Lee from 3 won't go, and the Sharks will take over. We're approaching the final 30 seconds of this first half. The Titans have a 1 point lead after several lead changes throughout. And patience yet again from the Sharks. It was 0-on-0 between the Sharks and Titans, but picked up by Anthony Gilks.
What a shot. High degree of difficulty and an excellent finish. Final seconds.
That shot won't go as we'll approach halftime. The Miami-Dade Sharks have a 1-point lead over the Eastern Florida State Titans. Ty, what have you seen so far in that first half?
Well, I just saw Tyson Wilson get like a 15-step lead on his teammates to the locker room as he just kept his momentum going out of bounds after firing that last-second shot. That was fun. But in all seriousness, we've talked about it a couple times early in this broadcast. The turnover difference got a little closer as the Titans forced a couple of crucial mistakes on behalf of the Sharks, but just weren't able to capitalize on all of them. So 10-8 turnovers, the higher end for the Titans, but they do actually have more points off the Sharks' turnovers, an advantage of 11-8, and then a double-digit rebounding lead, 26-16. It's just those things have kind of balanced out. We've seen pretty even shooting. Sean Register with a hot start, had a couple more baskets, but not as much of an impact as I would have expected. Like, his 11 points have been relatively a quiet 11 for a guy that averages 24, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I mean, got to agree with you there, Ty, and especially for the Titans and the bench points that we talk about. They have 11 bench points to just the Sharks 2. But again, it is the Miami Dade Sharks 34, the Eastern Florida State Titans 33. We'll be back in just under 15 minutes for the second half.
Hosted by Mike Parsons.
Welcome to Titan Sports Time. I'm Mike Parsons, Director of Athletic Communications at Eastern Florida State College, and today I'm joined by tennis coach Nick Rossetti. Welcome to the show, Nick.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here.
And also, welcome to Eastern Florida State College. I guess, first of all, just talk about joining the team.
Yeah, I'm super excited. It was kind of an odd situation where it was a mid-semester coaching change, and luckily I was in a situation out in Mississippi where I was able to kind of leave the program and transition this fall to Eastern Florida.
Talk about your career started ABAC. First of all, what got you into coaching?
Right, absolutely. So I was born in Valdosta, Georgia, and like every Southern guy in Georgia, I played baseball till I was 13, 14 years old. And then I picked up a tennis racket the day before tryouts because you couldn't play baseball as a sixth grader at the middle school. You had to wait a year. So we said, okay, we'll do something for one year and then we'll go back to baseball. And then after that racket, I just never put it down. So that's kind of how I got into tennis. And then ABAC was just about a 30-minute drive from where I grew up. And so it was a really good opportunity to go and kind of as a late starter in the sport, just to have that opportunity to play college tennis. And that's kind of where, like you just said, where I made the decision where this is what I wanted to do. That's where I kind of got the epiphany. I was, one of the only Americans on the team. And so I was kind of like a lifeline for a lot of the internationals, and they'd come to our house for holidays and everything. And with one of the guys in particular, his name was Deepak Vishwakarma. He was a really good All-American in JUCO. Ended up going to Embry-Riddle. I think was an All-American in doubles. And the day he graduated from Embry, he called me. He said, "Hey, Nick, thank you so much for all your help with English 1101 and the tutoring. And I never would have gotten through the Epic of Gilgamesh if it wasn't for your help or whatever." And so I was like, that's kind of where my utility is derived from, that type of feeling, knowing that you helped a young person accomplish their dreams.
And then you went from ABAC to Valdosta State, so kind of back home for a while.
Yeah, so it was, the transition was pretty seamless. I wasn't wasn't good enough to play for Valdosta State. So that's also why I went to ABAC, and then very fortunately able to kind of transition back home. One of the players at ABAC went to VSU and was an All-American in singles and doubles. So that's kind of how that transition naturally flowed.
And how'd you decide, I know you talked about that was kind of the moment you had the epiphany, but how'd you decide I wanted to coach and this is what I want to do as a career?
But I think just really being immersed in the environment, it's the interpersonal relationships that you build with these players. They last a lifetime, and I think that's kind of that's what the job is relationship building, and it's a lot better than sitting at a desk doing a 9 to 5.
100%. Kind of talk about your philosophy. I know we talked a little bit about your philosophy and what you like about tennis.
Yeah, so I have a very holistic approach with my student athletes. I think whenever I'm recruiting someone, I'm not just recruiting them as a player. I'm recruiting them as a person. And I tell everyone that tennis is what brings us together, but it's not what keeps us together. So we have to have a really good relationship off the court just as well as we do on if we're all going to be successful.
And talk about, coming here, both programs, one been at the top and it's really rolling. The other one is one you get to build, so you get a little bit of both sides, which is good as a coach.
That's right. And I'm super excited to kind of help continue the perennial success that Coach Cashman had recently, and some individual national champions is nice. But I'm looking forward to bringing home a team national championship and then getting the women a bit more competitive at the national stage. So it'll be a fun challenge. I've done it before. Like kind of came into a program and got them back up to national championship caliber status with the men at Valdosta State. So looking forward to just repeating that process.
And like you said, mid-semester kind of joining us. How is that transition, and how you really have to hit the boots on the ground kind of, because in less than almost a month now we'll be starting matches in the spring.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, super fortunate that athletic director Coach Carr kind of stepped in to help do a lot of the planning for the spring. So really just getting moved to the area, meeting the teams, getting them situated for the spring, and then just have to start practicing and start hitting those matches.
What when you're going into your first season with a club, what kind of expectations do you have, or is it just day to day, let's try to get better each day kind of thing?
Yeah, so obviously depending on the team, you'll have mutual team goals, whether it be regional, conference, or national championships, but really the way you achieve those is just focus on getting just a little bit better each day. So a lot of the way that practices are set up have a lot of short-term goals, just day to day. And so if we can check those boxes and cross our T's and dot our I's every single day, that'll have a cumulative effect for helping us achieve our season goals.
And kind of talk about personally, when you're not on the tennis court, what do you like to do?
So I'm a big runner. My competitive tennis days are long over. And so it's actually funny, whenever I was in Valdosta, I trained for an ultra marathon, the Daytona 100. And so I was down in the area 2 years ago and ran the 50-mile ultra here. So it's kind of funny that I'm back in the area and be looking to sign up for it this next year. And so,
wow. How do you train for one of those?
You just have to be consistent. Just like we talked about with the tennis philosophy, you can't think about, I have to run this big, massive race. You just have to say, okay, I'm going to get my sleep in today, eat well, hydrate well, and go get my training run in. And then in however long your training program is, you'll be ready.
Well, thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Titan Sports Time.
There's a lot of things you're good at. So what do you like to do that you want to do for the rest of your life?
And get paid.
At Eastern Florida State College, there's so many choices. With more than 100 career and technical programs to choose from, like aerospace and engineering technologies, aviation, welding, public safety, and more. There's definitely one you'll be good at. Learn at your own pace, in person, online, day, or night.
What are you good at?
So come on, let's get started.
Hello, friends. You know that you can count on WEFS-TV to provide programs that inform, inspire, and connect you with your community. But we can't do this alone. If you value independent local public television, please consider making a donation to WEFS-TV today. Every donation makes a difference, regardless of the size. Visit WEFSTV.org and click on the Donate button to make your donation. Thank you for supporting WEFS-TV, your community public television station.
Welcome back to the second half. Just a little under 3 minutes left until we get to that second half point. You're watching the Eastern Florida Titans going up against the Miami Dade Sharks. The Sharks have a small 1-point advantage over the Titans. And Ty, what have you seen so far, again, from that first half? We talked a little bit about it towards that recap.
Yes, June, so far we've seen only one player from either side get into double figures, and guess who? That is Sean Register, the sophomore forward for Eastern Florida. No surprise there. He's the National Player of the Week. We just found out earlier today. 3 times been Player of the Week for the FCS AA. But averaging over 24 a game, 4th in the nation in scoring, you know, this is kind of ho-hum for him. What is of note is 2 teams averaging 80 to 90-some points a game, both still in the low mid-30s. So some of that can be attributed to sloppy play, some just from not incredible shooting numbers, looking at 3 of 16 for 3 for the Titans and 3 of 10 for the Sharks, and not an abundance of free throws, 10 attempted combined. So plenty more offense to be had out there, but there have been active hands, physical play, and just a frenetic pace that has made it difficult for either side to like kind of settle into a rhythm.
Yeah, I mean, I have to really agree with you there, Ty. I mean, that's kind of what's been going on, and really it was a very quick first half. Not a lot of stoppages going on. Again, both teams just quickly able to get the ball and quickly go down transition. Whether or not making the shot, they were just able to quickly get a rebound, go down the other side of the court, and just been a lot of back and forth. Again, several lead changes already. The Sharks have that small advantage coming into the second half. But once again, it is Alumni Friend and Fans Night at Titan Fieldhouse. A couple of festivities going on during halftime, some half-court shots, which, Ty, you told me at halftime you're pretty good at yourself.
I may have spent an inordinate amount of time practicing those, both in and out of practice back in high school and since. So, yeah, we'll call that a specialty skill. But I'm not going to claim that I could have made it and won a prize. I like my chances. I also like the chances of anybody who's here in the stands, any of our fans here tonight, the friends and family that are supporting the two sides, of being able to walk away with the prize. You know, we've had some giveaways of gift cards, tickets to the upcoming barbecue, some exciting stuff just to kind of involve and show appreciation for all those who support everybody, and shout out the alumni, kind of checking out a bunch of EFSC and BCC alums. So it's been cool to see them show up and show out. We know that they're going to bring plenty of energy for us as we get into the second half right now.
And it'll be Jimmy Lee to begin the second half for the Titans and for this match. And Tyson Wilson will get the ball. Again, trying to go quickly inside the paint, but he'll lose the ball as the Sharks will quickly go down themselves. Quite similar to what we saw in the first half. That open look shot from Randy Smith is just short. Acevedo Arroyo will give it off to the masked man himself, Sean Register. And Lana Agbalis, quick turn and gets the shot off, and Register, couple shot attempts by the Titans, not one able to fall down.
And in all of that sequence there, June, again, the physicality on display, but like we saw in the first half, the whistles, you know, it's been tough to come by to draw contact and get foul calls.
And there's the first points of the second half. Will go towards the Sharks' favor, Anthony Gilks, to extend their lead to 3. There's Tyson Wilson in the paint. The quick moves, he'll get fouled.
Oh, well, they're right on cue. I mentioned the whistle a second ago. Next trip down, Tyson Wilson able to pick one up. That's on Randy Smith, second for the sophomore from Miami.
And Tyson Wilson will go to the line for the second time tonight. Made his first 2 already. And he'll get the first of 2 this time. Tyson Wilson's second attempt won't go. He'll get 1 of 2, but gets the first points for the Titans in the second half. The Sharks again quickly down and finds the corner. That shot, it was overshot by Anthony Gilks.
Also overshot, there was Breland going up for the rebound and tumbling over Jibby Lee. It's always amazing to me to watch the athleticism of the guys at these levels. These are top-notch athletes. Very exciting basketball. So much fun to be able to out here watch Division I NJCAA action between 2 really good programs.
I mean, yes. Joviel Acevedo Arroyo. Beautiful move and finish.
And right there, the combination of the athleticism and also the skill. Beautiful footwork from Acevedo Arroyo, stepping through the lane for the finish.
And that's a good finish there. Leroy Najan.
Good finish, even greater pass. That assist, a thing of beauty. Another pretty feed.
Wow, that was just a fantastic pass. Jimmy Lee to his man, Sean Register Jr. That mask does not seem to be bothering him at all.
Oh, no, he can still clearly see the basket partner. Beautiful stop on a dime from Lee to set up his teammate.
And the Sharks quickly down themselves. That basket is good by David Verstraeten.
Well, here we go. A more efficient start offensively for both sides.
And that shot from 3, Jimmy Lee for the Titans.
Lee for 3. That is fun to say, and if you're a Titans fan, you want to hear a lot more of it in this second half. Just the 4th made 3 out of 17 attempts for Eastern Florida so far.
And a reach-in foul on the Titans.
Fouls on number 2, Jibby Lee, his second.
Be on Jibby Lee. And Titans retake the lead. I don't know how many times we say, but again, multiple lead changes. A lot of back and forth basketball all night long between these two sides.
And just checking out there, June, was one of the Sharks and immediately heading back to the locker room. Hope get an update on him soon here to see if he's all right.
David Verstraeten behind the back, going towards the basket. And Lana Agbalis able to intercept, but the Sharks get the ball right back.
A little bit of miscommunication, I think, there for the Titans.
Yeah, and the Sharks, again, just getting real quick movement, able to have awareness, and that ball is going to go down and in. Anthony Breland.
Nice, strong finish through the contact, June.
Acevedo Arroyo trying to respond. Passes it out to Jibby Lee, whose three will be short off the rim. Sharks get the rebound. And in goes Breland. Trying to get some second chance points there was Anthony Gilks. He'll get fouled. It's getting a little bit scrappy, it seems, between these two sides.
You could say that again. Contentious exchange there just a moment ago between John and Lee, but calm heads prevail. Everybody takes their place as we go to the foul line for a couple of shots for the Sharks.
Fouls on number 2, Jibby Lee, his third.
And Jibby Lee picks up his third foul of the night.
A couple of them in quick succession here in this second half as well.
That'll be number 10, Anthony Gilks, at the line for the Sharks. His second time at the line tonight.
What are those, kid? That is a missed free throw. That's what that is. Had one of the younger fans in attendance here yelling out. Lovely old meme of, what are those? Do you know what those are, June?
That's something that I haven't heard in a while.
I still haven't figured out what those are.
Got a couple of substitutions for the Titans. Nick Oliver and Cruz Rodriguez check into this game.
Anthony Gilks hit the second of the pair. 2-point advantage for the Sharks. They're set up in a 2-3 zone, it looks like now.
Get it back off the press, and they do drop into the zone. There's Tyson Wilson. He's going to get fouled.
Vanderknapp just caught out of position there. Wilson tried to skirt around him.
Okay, Titans able to reset. Tyson Wilson to inbound the ball. Gets it over to Sean Register, who'll give it right back to Wilson. Again, moving and working that perimeter pump fake by Tyson Wilson.
They were content to let him shoot.
Holds on to it, works himself nicely into the paint and the finish.
Don't settle for a good shot when you can get a great shot. That is what Wilson just exemplified right there.
And the Sharks again working with Breland. And here's Verstraeten. David Verstraeten quickly down for the Sharks. Again, just really fast in transition. The Sharks just go down and able to respond to anything the Titans do. And there's Sean Register. Can't get that bucket to go in.
Couple of uncharacteristic mixes and tight for Register so far.
He kicks it out. Vanderknapp. Short, but the Sharks pick up their own rebound. Bit of a scramble, and Tyson Wilson is able to come up with it. And he'll go quickly in, kicks it out. They're going to say that Nick Oliver stepped out of bounds. Turns it over right back to the Miami-Dade Sharks. As we'll step aside as the Sharks have a 2-point lead over the Titans for immediate timeout. We are back here at Titan Fieldhouse. Once again, the Miami-Dade Sharks in a back-and-forth match have a 2-point lead over the Eastern Florida State Titans. And Ty, what is one thing that you've kind of picked up early going in the second half?
Well, early in this second half, the Sharks defense has tightened up. While the difference in the game score hasn't been dramatic, what I've noticed is Miami Dade's done a better job defensively for the most part in limiting penetration and these drive and kick opportunities that the Titans had gotten into a groove of coming up with great shot opportunities. They were getting good looks in the first half and started building some momentum. But the Sharks have really slowed that by this 2-3 zone defense staying disciplined and in position for the most part, making it difficult for those same passing lanes to open up for the Titans.
Yeah, and again, see right here, the Sharks were in their huddle a little bit longer as they're coming back into this game. The Titans were the first back onto the floor. The game will resume with Anthony Breland for the Miami-Dade Sharks. Again, quickly moving in, picking up where they left off is Breland, who moves quickly around Tyson Wilson into the bucket and in.
Excellent take from Breland. He gets himself into double figures with that bucket.
Now Tyson Wilson working. There's Cruz Rodriguez out for Nick Oliver. That goes down for his second three-pointer of the night.
Nice contributions here from Nick Oliver.
Again, Breland, the one who orchestrates this Sharks offense, as they're working around the perimeter yet again. Trying to find a lane, and he does, and he'll get fouled and go to the line.
Yeah, just a little bit too much from Misa Cruz Rodriguez, kind of bearing down on him. Just caught him in the back there as Breland went in for the layup. Breland, a phenomenal free throw shooter, June, over 88% from the foul line.
Yeah, and he'll go to the line for the first time tonight.
Anthony Breland to the line.
And he'll knock down his first, reflecting well off that 88% percentage. Anthony Breland makes both. 49-46 Sharks over the Titans, and a close one. Javon Yappy to Joviel Acevedo Arroyo, looking for help. Gets it out to Javon Yappy, back to Nick Oliver. There's Yappy again. Again, bit of back and forth, and Yappy shoots one, picked up by Acevedo Arroyo, wasn't able to finish it. And Breland will quickly go and picked up off the rebound, but Acevedo Arroyo gets it for the Titans, and they're going to go quickly down to the court. And Cruz Rodriguez will get fouled.
Finally a call there. My goodness, a lot of aggressive play on either end. I like that they're letting them play. They've been consistent. That's kind of how it's gone tonight. Seeing the physicality, you can appreciate that. But Cruz Rodriguez now getting the chance at the line for the first time this evening.
Cruz Rodriguez is short on his first. First time at the line for him tonight. Cruz Rodriguez's second goes down and in. One of two for the line for Cruz Rodriguez. It's the Sharks. They move it down the court with Randy Smith. And there's Anthony Breland, man of the hour for the Sharks.
Soft kissed off the glass. The finishing ability of all the players on both teams, June, has impressed me. The ability to double clutch, up and under, reverse, either hand, fast charging the basket, slowing it down with the off speed and the floater. It has been sharp.
Yeah, it has been for both of these sides. It's getting a bit of a glitch at our scoreboard in the arena. We do have it back up. Joviel Acevedo Arroyo at the top of the key. Deep three. That was Nick Oliver. It's not going to go down. The Sharks pick it up again.
And Oliver tumbled down there, June, taking some contact after the shot, was looking at the official for a call. Didn't get one, of course.
Yeah, that's picked up. Zebi Ogo. Acevedo Arroyo quickly into the paint. Nice move. Can't get the finish. Ogo, rebound. Can't. Somebody's trying to get the ball. It's going to stay with the Titans. Yeah, Nick Oliver came in there.
My goodness, it's kind of one of those things where you put like the circus music over it. You can't believe nobody can tip it in from 2 inches away, but that's just how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, like you just said, circus music, it seemed like that's what was playing in my head when I was seeing that sequence. But the Titans remain, the possession arrow remains with the Titans. Javon Yappy at the baseline to inbound the ball.
Good quick feet by the Titans, leaving the floor, going up after the offensive boards. But all that for a turnover.
Yeah, looks like Zebi Ogo was trying to get the ball back to Yappy, and he didn't expect it. Sharks ball. Anthony Breland, the leading scorer for the Sharks tonight and on the season. Try to get something going to try and extend this Sharks lead. Once again, works the perimeter. Mid-range jumper. Won't go. Jibby Lee to bring it up for the Titans. Quickly, no look pass. Out to Cruz Rodriguez. Ogo with the rebound. Kicks it out. Yet again works the perimeter. And Yappy. They're going to call a jump ball.
And that favors the Sharks. It'll be Miami-Dade ball when we come out of the break. 51-47 Sharks.
We are back here at Titan Fieldhouse. The Miami-Dade Sharks with a marginal 4-point lead over the Eastern Florida State Titans. And Ty, what did we just see on that sequence?
Well, that last play was a little funky looking. As you saw the block attempt go up there, it was a clean block. Both players met up top, hand to ball, no foul call. And with coming down with it, that is going to result in a jump ball. And the possession arrow was in favor of Miami-Dade, so they will take over possession coming out of this break here at the 11:34 mark. And a close contest where neither team has been able to separate themselves.
Now, we've really picked up where we left off in that first half. The second half has been relatively similar. A lot of back and forth action between these two, especially with this man, Anthony Breland, who's been a star in this second half for the Sharks so far.
He is being harassed defensively.
But he's able to break off a couple of quick moves by him, gets to the basket, and finishes it all on his own. And the Titans trying to work something and have a quick response themselves. Javon Yappy, Tyson Wilson in the corner. This hits off the backboard. Again, picked up quickly. Here's Tyson Wilson, gets up. Sharks get the rebound. Nothing seems to be falling for the Titans so far. And a quick jam for the Sharks. As Leroy Nijan getting in quickly for the Sharks and able to have a two-hand jam as they extend their lead to 8 points.
Yes, an exciting job just ripping the rim down, shaking that backboard. Haven't seen too many high-flying plays like that have been finished with ferocity, but that one perhaps the most vicious of the night. And the lead mounting for Miami-Dade.
Yeah, I mean, it really is, and it seems like over the past couple of possessions for the Titans, there's not a lot was going right for them. The ball wasn't falling in. They were being a little bit too angsty going forward, and the Sharks have just been able to take over, take advantage of it, and extend their lead.
Well, we're seeing the field goal disparity grow in favor of Miami-Dade. 46% now, just 34% is what Eastern Florida is shooting from the floor.
And that's going to be a kick ball on Randy Smith. So possession will remain with the Titans. Javon Yappy to try and work something for them. Yappy, quick move inside, kicks it out for Acevedo Arroyo, who gets it back to Yappy, out for Jibby Lee. And shoots and beats the shot clock is Jibby Lee.
My goodness, what an ability to gather and get that shot off in just the nick of time.
Sharks putting the ball in. That's David Verstraeten. The big man in the paint, finishes it, responds well to the Titans.
Nice entry. The guy that has 13 on the night.
And Sean Register quickly goes in and puts it in for the Titans.
Register now with 15 of his own. Surprising little quick stat here. The leading rebounder in this game is Acevedo Arroyo, the 6'4" guard who lost sight of the ball.
Oh, a bit of a scramble there, bumping into the ref, and Acevedo Arroyo not being able to see the ball come to him. And the Sharks finish that point off. They're up 59-51 against the Eastern Florida State Titans.
Man, that was helter-skelter as we have another timeout upon us. 9 minutes and change to go. Still an 8-point lead for Miami-Dade. We'll be right back.
Eastern Florida State College has a 2-year aerospace technology degree. We are the only school in the state of Florida that offers this degree. The program is taught by industry professionals. All of the instructors are currently employed or previously employed at NASA. The program manager was part of NASA for 35 years. So you're not getting just somebody that has a degree that's teaching you stuff about aerospace. You're learning from people that actually worked in the aerospace field or currently working in the aerospace field.
Back here at Titan Fieldhouse, once again the Miami-Dade Sharks with an 8-point advantage over the Eastern Florida State Titans. They had a bit of a crazy sequence before we headed into that timeout, Ty.
It was indeed, to just kind of see Acevedo Arroyo right as I was shouting him out about his strong rebounding effort tonight. Not expecting the pass from his teammate as it resulted in a turnover, but then Miami-Dade in the chaos with the official trying to get back, was caught up in the way. Nijon almost took him out, still found his teammate, and the Sharks got the finish for the 2 points. But my goodness, this has been a fun, close contest. These teams split their matchups last year. Titans have won 3 of the last 5. It's just a real treat to be able to have back-to-back close matchups in this doubleheader for the men's and women's squads. A lot of drama, a lot of excitement.
A lot of drama and excitement indeed as the Titans are quickly trying to get back into this game. Jibby Lee finds Lana Agbalis.
Beautiful feed right there, going baseline. I like that little Steve Nash-esque little wraparound dish.
Again, the Sharks, again, quickly down in transition. They really move up the court very quickly. That shot, again, looks like the Sharks were looking for a foul on Randy Smith. They're not going to get it. as the Titans will quickly go down the court themselves. Siobhan Yappy into the paint. Oh, Alana Agbalis was trying to get that rebound. But the Sharks go quickly down the court. And he's going to be fouled. That was number 12, Leroy Nijan.
Number 2, Jimmy Lee, his fourth, team's fourth.
And Jimmy Lee will pick up his 4th foul of the night.
In June, yes, his 4th foul. So now a potential problem for the starter and the freshman guard. I was just going to say how both teams have been met with silence when looking for whistles more often than not tonight. But, of course, right on cue, before I could even spit that out, we have a foul call and free throw opportunities for Nijan.
Nijan banks in the first one.
Nijan's a 6'5" freshman from France. And he has got himself into double figures with 11 now after that free throw, to go along with 8 rebounds, tied for a team high so far this evening.
Leroy Nijan gets 2 of 2. Perfect from the line goes the Frenchman. Titans looking to have a quick response. Deshaun Register, bit of a double team on him. Won't be able to go with that. That shot was just short. Lana Agbalis tried to put it back in. But the Sharks were able to get the ball with Anthony Breland.
Once again, the touch just a little off from Register. Still 7 of 12, though, tonight. Right there, Jimmy Lee's 5th foul.
And Jimmy Lee will pick up his 5th foul, and he's going to foul out of this match.
Media timeout.
And we're going to step aside for a quick immediate timeout. Sharks up 61-53 over the Titans.
Build a successful career with a bachelor's degree from Eastern Florida State College. You can choose from nearly 25 tracks in today's top job fields of business, healthcare, and computer technologies, with classes tailored to meet your needs on campus and online. A bright future awaits you with a bachelor's degree from Eastern Florida State College. To learn more, visit easternflorida.edu/go/bachelors.
Back out of the media timeout here at Titan Fieldhouse. Once again, the Miami Dade Sharks with a 61-53 lead over the Eastern Florida State Titans. Jimmy Lee just fouled out for the Titans, picking up his 5th personal.
And that's tough for Eastern Florida, who had seen him earlier have some hot outside shooting, some key contributions just with his hustle and tenacity on the defensive end, but also creating plays in open space for the rest of the squad offensively. They're going to be without his presence the rest of the way as Anthony Breland takes his first shot at the charity stripe.
And he'll knock in that first one. Anthony Breland, leading scorer of the night between both of the teams, been very active all night long. He misses the second as Cruz Rodriguez comes up with the rebound. Titans quickly trying to go down, and he's rejected. David Verstraeten with the block. And quickly, and it looks like Cruz Rodriguez could pick up a foul, his 3rd of the night.
Fouls piling up quickly on these Titans in the last couple minutes. They're just one away from sending up Miami Dade in the bonus 1-1. Going to have to be careful because still a lot of time to go, over 7 minutes in the second half.
Yeah, and the Sharks moving the ball quickly. They've been taking advantage of the Titans fouling, and that 3-point attempt from Anthony Gilks is no good. Cruz Rodriguez quickly going towards the paint, and the bucket won't go. Sharks pick it up again. Anthony Breland. Once again, the man of the hour for the Sharks. He's going to be working on Nick Oliver, looking for a little bit of help. Now it's Breland on register. Kicks it out. That shot from Nijan. Three-point attempt won't go down. Cruz Rodriguez with a rebound and hands it off to Acevedo Arroyo, who gives it to Tyson Wilson. Over to Nick Oliver. It's Joviel Acevedo Arroyo. Tyson Wilson. Acevedo Arroyo felt he had a clean look, and he did. Knocks in that three-pointer for the Titans. They eat into this lead.
A big bucket to halt the momentum of the Sharks and bring the Titans back within 6.
Yeah, and again, for the Titans, that's something that they really needed.
It was, partner. But we're going to have another quick break during this timeout. We'll be right back with plenty of action still to go from Titan Fieldhouse.
Back here at Titan Fieldhouse, Miami-Dade Sharks with a lead 62-56 over the Eastern Florida State Titans. Again, bit of a momentum swing as Acevedo Arroyo made that three right before the timeout. And speaking of the man, he'll pick up a foul.
Titans looking to apply the pressure, but that right there, that foul, as the officials now realize that is a 1-and-1 bonus opportunity for the Sharks. We'll send them to the line already. 6:16 still to go in this second half, but it's going to be really difficult, June, for Eastern Florida to be able to maintain pressure defensively without fouling.
Yeah, I mean, again, a little over 6 minutes left in this first half and already into the bonus. Now fouls will result in a 1-on-1 opportunity for the Sharks, who already have a now 63-56 lead over the Titans. But again, they try to play that press, and Acevedo Arroyo a bit too eager on that. But they'll miss the second. And the Titans will try to get something going, trying to eat into this lead. Acevedo Arroyo from the corner! Corner three, Joviel Acevedo Arroyo.
Back-to-back triples from Acevedo Arroyo, who now has a double-double, 12 points and 10 rebounds. Strong outing for the 6'4" guard from Puerto Rico.
Focus has kind of all been on him these past couple of plays, and once again, the Titans just fouling, and now the Sharks will go back to the line, and that's on Nick Oliver, who will pick up his first personal of the night.
And the fouls coming frequently now. We pointed out, June, in the first half, you and I just were thinking on how quickly that first half seemed to move along. And honestly, the first half, or the first 10 minutes of the second half as well, you were still saying to me, man, it's still kind of flying by. The action is fast-paced, but we haven't had a whole lot of stoppages. Now, these last few minutes have been a crawl, as we have seen foul after foul rack up, mostly on the Titans. And this is going to make it much more challenging for them to eat into the deficit as they trail Miami-Dade by 6 after the free throws.
Yeah, I mean, again, like what you said, we went from something that was very quick first half, and now with the Sharks in the bonus, several stoppages as of late with the Titans picking up several fouls, but Tyson Wilson able to eat a chunk of that lead with the 2 points there.
Much needed bucket for Tyson Wilson, who was just 2 of 11 before that shot. Now has 9 points for himself.
Again, a bit aggressive play on Anthony Breland was Tyson Wilson, but quick movement by the Sharks. That was Randy Smith get fouled and go to the line. Nearly an and one for the Sharks.
And again, June, we see a foul call, this one on Nick Oliver as well. Just between he and Tyson Wilson, both scrambling kind of really throwing their bodies into and at their defenders, something they can't afford to do with the position they're at with the foul trouble at this point in the game. Coach Zach Farrell is going to have to talk to his squad in the next break to make sure that they try to limit that.
As Randy Smith makes his first attempt from the line, extends the Sharks' lead over the Titans. And he'll make the second 67-61 lead for the Sharks. Titans have to get something going. Tyson Wilson almost losing the ball there. Hands it over to Sean Register. Nick Oliver from three. He's been hot there tonight. He makes another three-pointer. That's his third three-pointer of the night. Nick Oliver for the Titans.
Man, I tell you, June, the team as a whole is red hot from three. That's what's keeping them in it here late in the second half. Physical take.
Breland tried to get a bucket, but they're able to get the ball back on the Sharks off the rebound. And into the paint quickly goes Randy Smith. Quick response. 5-point lead for the Sharks. Looks like Javon Yappy's getting ready to check into the game.
And the crowd has checked into the game, June. Everybody into it now.
And a lot of noise going on in Titan Fieldhouse as we have another close matchup between the Miami-Dade Sharks and the Eastern Florida State Titans. Again, just trying to aggressively get there, and that bucket goes in, and one opportunity for David Verstraeten. Bucket goes in, and he'll have a chance for a three-point play.
That's the risk you run, June. When you throw your arms at a guy attempting a shot, you run the risk of not connecting on your block attempt and giving him an and one if you aren't going to wrap him up and make sure he has no chance at laying it in. And strong finish through the contact. Chance for one more on the other side of the bonus opportunity when we come right back.
Back here in Titan Fieldhouse, once again, the Miami-Dade Sharks with a 71-64 lead over the Eastern Florida State Titans. David Verstraeten at the line for a potential three-point play after he made the bucket and got fouled. Won't get it. Rebound by Sean Register. There's Cruz Rodriguez. Javon Yappy. The Titans trying to get something going as we have just under 4 minutes left to play. Cruz Rodriguez blocked by Verstraeten, but the possession arrow will remain with the Titans.
Perfect job of Verstraeten going straight up with his hands and meeting the attacker at the top. Beautiful defense.
Nick Oliver to put it back into play to Acevedo Arroyo. And over to Yappy. Here's Sean Register. Back to Yappy. Bit of back and forth. Register from three. Knocks it down. Sean Register Jr. His first three-point attempt goes in.
I don't have the exact stat, June, but by my count, Titans are shooting over 50% from three in the last 5 or so minutes.
But the Titans pick up another foul.
Fouls on number 3, Joviel Acevedo Arroyo, his third.
That's Joviel Acevedo Arroyo's third foul of the night. Looked like Anthony Breland was the one to hit the deck pretty hard.
Indeed, he did, and you might want to get that floor checked out there for any wet spots. Looks like a couple of the Sharks are volunteering to do it themselves, as the officials pointed out.
Yep, and there we go, just cleaning up a couple of the wet spots.
I mean, this hot shooting wave for the Titans from 3 Junes kept them in it, but these fouls are killer down the stretch.
And Leroy Deshawn is being told to clean up a bit more of the wet spots by the official. Leroy Deshawn, as a player and apparently grounds crew member in the past minute or so, helping clean up the wet spots, the official kind of guiding him on what to do.
There's always need a good broomsman for the basketball court, not groomsman. Now, that's something that we do during wedding season, but making sure that everybody's going to be safe out there during the action. I want to thank everybody while we have this kind of pause in the fun that has been a wild Wednesday of hoops in the wonderful Melbourne, Florida. We appreciate you joining us, whether you're live here at Titan Fieldhouse, taking in the doubleheader. The Titan women fell to the Sharks in the first matchup in overtime after an incredible comeback by Miami-Dade. This one has been just a back and forth. Neither team has been able to establish and maintain a double-digit lead at any point. So final few minutes should be a lot of fun.
It should be just a 4-point lead from what went from a lot of back and forth and lead changes as Anthony Breland makes his first free throw attempt, has now become into a Sharks lead, which they've gone from extending and then the Titans coming back and shortening that lead. And Anthony Breland makes both and further extends that lead to 6 points. And Tyson Wilson brings it up the court, trying to get something quickly going for the Titans. Trying to get it over to for Acevedo Arroyo. Ball came back to Tyson Wilson, gave it to Cruz Rodriguez, and foul picked up.
Fouls on number 30, David.
And that's on David Verstraeten.
It's been a long time since the Sharks picked up a foul. That one, there's 6. The next one will be the 1-and-1 for the Titans now.
Cruz Rodriguez at the line, makes his first attempt. And that's David Verstraeten. That was actually his 4th personal foul of the night. So he's stepping into dangerous waters.
Seems hush comes over the crowd.
Bit of a long stoppage in between those free throws.
Indeed there was.
And Cruz Rodriguez will make his second. Titans continue to eat into the Sharks' lead. Bit of a high press by the Titans. Acevedo Arroyo hits the deck, gets back up very quickly.
Excellent hustle and determination. Guy's been playing all out this entire game.
They'll kick it all the way out to the other side. And Verstraeten moves in, not able to finish. Acevedo Arroyo will pick it up. Gets it over to Tyson Wilson. To Cruz Rodriguez. Gets into the paint looking for help. Kicks it out. Sean registered from 3. Won't go. Cruz Rodriguez tries to get a put back in, and he'll go back to the line. Again, just a 5-point lead for the Sharks. Titans slowly coming back and eating into it as we just have a little bit over 2 minutes left to play.
Quite the finish we have set up for us here, June. Phenomenal hustle there by the Titans, crashing the glass, something they've done an amazing job all game. The offensive rebounding difference is 18-6. Overall rebounds, 49-32. As that free throw goes in for Rodriguez.
And we've seen in a lot of basketball games, whether especially in college hoops, is trying to win that battle on the glass.
And Cruz Rodriguez gets himself up to 9 points after those free throws. He was previously at Hillsborough Community College.
Now the Titans have cut it to just a 1-possession lead. Now under 2 minutes left to play. Crowd getting into this close matchup between Miami-Dade and Eastern Florida State. And a turnover by the Sharks. Titans quickly take it over. Jovio Acevedo Arroyo to Nick Oliver. Back to Acevedo Arroyo from 3. Trying to keep the ball in play. The Sharks done really well there until Tyson Wilson takes it away. And finds Sean Register blocked. A lot of quick sequences going on this side of the court.
It's okay, partner. Take a breath. You can breathe. That was an amazing sequence.
Wow, a lot going on between both of these sides. Scrambling around, trying to get the ball, trying to keep it in play. Then another turnover. It was a lot going on between these two as we're coming to the final minute of this match. Kickball is the call on the floor.
I mean, the Sharks couldn't convert on the other end. The Eastern Florida bench was fired up, wanting a travel call with all those 1 foot jumping that was going on to save the ball in bounds from Nijan on the other end. Wow. 1 minute to go, 73-70, Miami-Dade, two teams with nearly the same record. The Sharks came in at 10-5, Eastern Florida 11-4. This has been an awesome night of basketball here in Melbourne.
It's been phenomenal. First from that women's match over now to the men's. It's just been close. A lot of back and forth basketball. We saw the Sharks take quite a bit of a healthy lead, but the Titans, relentless, never gave up, quickly came back in, ate into the lead. Now just a 3-point lead for the Sharks and a possession arrow with the Titans.
Yes, this is the closest they've been since early in the second half. Just some of those things on the stat sheet we've been repeatedly pointing out, whether it was the rebounds or even the assist difference. June, that's one that we haven't talked about enough. Of the 26 made field goals by the Titans, 18 have been assisted on, compared to Miami-Dade, just 3 assists on 27 buckets. That is an incredible disparity for a game in which the Titans find themselves trailing. They've just not made enough shots. They've simply not gotten to the free throw line as many times and not converted when they've gotten there, despite their advantage from 3.
Here, Tyson Wilson will resume play, inbound the ball for the Titans, down by 3 points. A minute left to play in this one. Tyson Wilson orchestrating it for the Titans to Acevedo Arroyo, finds Nick Oliver to Cruz Rodriguez, gets into the paint, looking for a bit of help. Gets Nick Oliver, 5 left on the shot clock, has a long attempt from 3 from way beyond, but the Titans maintain possession. Working it around, here's Sean Register from 3, won't go down. We have just a bit over 30 seconds left. And the Titans will foul Anthony Breland, and he will go to the line.
Yes, that foul picked up by Cruz Rodriguez. He got away with it the previous time because it was a clean strip. An excellent job to get the ball back for the Titans, but not that time. Making contact with the best foul shooter, not who you want to be sending to the line in a late game scenario if you're Zach Farrell and the Titans.
No, especially not. Again, we're coming down to the final 31 seconds of this match. Sharks with a 3-point lead over the Titans as Anthony Breland is at the line trying to extend that lead to a 2-possession lead, and he does just that.
And he does, as an animated message being expressed from Coach Jorge Fernandez to his team on what he's looking for them to do coming out of this second free throw. But he actually wants to talk it over a little bit more with the Sharks. So we'll get a quick break. Just over 30 seconds left. Don't go anywhere.
Back out of that timeout here at Titan Fieldhouse. Another close one between the Miami-Dade Sharks against the Eastern Florida State Titans. 5-point lead for the Sharks as we come down to the final 31 seconds of this match. And Tyson Wilson tried to inbound it, hit right off of Randy Smith. Looks like no time came off the clock.
Dangerous inbound attempt there. Battle of the zeros here at the baseline.
You have Randy Smith and Tyson Wilson.
Couple of sophomore guards, strong distributors of the basketball. Jorge Fernandez's voice is spit. You can barely make out what he's saying from the bench over there, but the Miami-Dade coach telling his guys to keep it in front of them. He does not want Eastern Florida to get behind their man and get an easy basket.
Yeah, losing his voice, but remains animated on the sideline. I mean, he knows the stakes, the circumstances of how tight this match has been, and Tyson Wilson turns it over. Again, very similar to what happened just previously. It's not something that you want to see if you're the Titans. It's going to be a foul. 22 and a half seconds left in this one. Again, really quickly, just Tyson Wilson off the first attempt, got a bit lucky. Didn't get as lucky on the second inbound. Turns it over, and the Sharks will go back to the line.
No, definitely kind of potentially fumbling the game away, at least here with the Titans and these final possessions as the seconds weighing off the clock. Down to 22 and a half here with more free throws, and that rolls in.
Rolls in for a 6-point lead now for the Sharks. That was Acevedo Arroyo who committed the foul, who now has picked up his 4th. Both Acevedo Arroyo and Cruz Rodriguez with 4 personal fouls. Randy Smith makes his second 7-point lead for the Sharks. Under 20 seconds left for the Titans. It seems to be getting away from them now. As Tyson Wilson able to finish the bucket nicely.
Timeout Titans, but a beautiful finish. Man, if the circumstances were different and it's not still a 5-point deficit, that could go down as like one of the best baskets of the game. And from a skill perspective, it still definitely is. Just in this situation, trading 2 for potentially 2 at the line on the other end is not ideal.
No, it's not. And again, just with that turnover that he committed and where the Titans stand now, it's going to be extremely hard to come back with just 13 seconds left, down by 5 points. We've seen some crazy things happen before in basketball. I always recall the miracle minute that happened between Maryland and Duke about 20 or years ago.
Oh, would you now?
But now it's a bit of the Titans need a bit of a miracle 13 seconds as they're down by 5 against the Sharks.
As a Maryland guy, I'm not surprised by that. But Tyson Wilson, not to discredit the game, still finishing with 11, 4, and 4, or near the finish of this game. A strong effort, a lot of hustle exhibited from both sides. You got 3 double-doubles, 2 for the Titans. Sean Register Jr. with 18 and 10. Joviel Acevedo Arroyo, 12 and 11. And then Leroy Nijan on the Miami-Dade Sharks with 13 and 12 tonight.
The Sharks trying to quickly get it. Sean Register just couldn't get his hands around the ball. And the Sharks quickly go down and score and extend the lead as we come towards the final seconds of the match. Tyson Wilson's shot won't go. And the Miami-Dade Sharks remain victorious 79-72 over the Eastern Florida State Titans. Ty, that was an exciting match.
Man, I'm going to need a minute on the ride home just kind of for my heart rate to level back out because I've been on edge for a while ever since the end of regulation in the women's game in our doubleheader. Now through the entirety of this matchup. Been a ton of fun. Yeah, 79-72 the final for Miami-Dade and Eastern Florida here in Melbourne. They're going to have identical records now at 11 and 5 overall, but crucially, Miami-Dade is 2-0 in conference play starting out, while the Titans dropped to 0-2 in that regard. This also the first home loss in a true home game for the Titans so far this year.
Yeah, I mean, again, For the Titans, you have to be a bit disappointed. Both men and women's team come up a bit short against Miami Dade. And then winless in the conference so far this season. Still early goings, a lot of basketball left to be played this season. But again, looking upcoming for the Eastern Florida State Titans, they will travel to Santa Fe College and go up against Florida Southwestern State College before coming back home against Hillsborough Community College. And for the Miami-Dade College Sharks, they'll go away from home yet again and play Indian River State College on January 10th. And then they will play a home game against St. Petersburg College, very similar to how the men and women's team travel together and play those types of games.
Well, things don't necessarily get much easier for both teams because this conference is highly competitive. These are two talented squads that you can expect either to potentially, once they get into the tournament, make a run and be dangerous against anybody. But this has been a fun matchup to call tonight. Sean Register well short of his 24 average after being named National Player of the Week earlier today. The standout was Anthony Breland. You were talking about him a lot during our broadcast, June. He finishes with 23 points and 4 rebounds on 8 of 17 shooting and 7 of 8 from the foul line. Very strong performance from Breland.
Yeah, Breland really controlled a lot of the game, especially in that second half. Sean Register Jr., a bit short of what he normally gets, like what you said. But once again, the Miami-Dade College Sharks win 79-72 over the Eastern Florida State College Titans. Before we sign off, special thanks to Eastern Florida State College Sports Information Director Mike Parsons and Athletic Director Jeff Carr. Also, big thanks to the Dan Patrick School of Sportscasting, who you're a recent graduate of. Again, a big thanks to the entire crew here at Eastern Florida State College. I've been June Yoon. Alongside me was Ty Heckathorn, wishing you all a happy and safe good night.